say. We people start originally from our homeland. Like my old man said, there's nothing impossible. So we have to bring this message to my brother lyrical.
Previously on Delos, we make the 4-day sail from French Guiana to our first stop in the Caribbean, Tobago, and spend a week exploring the beautiful island before taking off towards Trinidad. It is almost midnight. We have Tobago and its lights off of our starboard side, and Trinidad and its lights off of our port side. Interesting out here. It's a little hectic. There's like cargo ships, and then there was just these 2 red blinking lights that flashed like a super bright light towards Delos and then sped off. And then there's like planes and shooting stars and that moon. It's a lot of action out here tonight. Morning. It's just a little bit past 6 and I just came on watch at 6 again. Yeah, we're just getting through this really narrow pass and we have 2 cargo ships, I think, going in there too. There's no wind. Swell is kind of big, just bashing us around, which is a bit weird. It's a little bit sketchy because it's this rain squall behind me that is gonna hit me like quite soon, and I just really don't want to lose visibility in here. But it is what it is, and I'm just gonna have to trust the charts. So we're almost here. So it's time to wake up the troops. Good morning, peeps. We have arrived in a new country.
New island.
It's a new country. And the Carnival is going to be epic. And Carnival was exactly what had gravitated us towards Trinidad. We had heard this island was famous for celebrating it better than anywhere else in the Caribbean. It's almost impossible to separate the history of Trinidad and Carnival, as they're tightly intertwined and have helped to create one another. But the first seeds of them were planted in 1498, when Columbus discovered this lush island that was inhabited by Carib and Arawak Indians. Almost 300 years later, Europeans were offered free land to help build and manage sugar and cacao plantations, which thrived in the rainy, hot, and humid climate. In turn, slaves and indentured servants were brought over from Africa, China, and India. Although the island was under British control until 1962, a decent-sized French population had come down from Martinique and brought with them some of the European traditions. The clash of cultural celebrations between this upper-class society and the now resident descendants of former African slaves is exactly what the modern-day traditions of Carnival were born out of.
The dances of the Trinidad Carnival are African West Indian with a dash of South America. The ideas, the ceremonies are from the Old World. In the Calypso Carnival, the 2 strains have merged. The ancient European ritual of Lent, which heralded the arrival of spring, and the African use of masks, rhythm, and mass movement.
We definitely had a lot to learn in the coming weeks, and once we got Delos settled at the dock, we jumped right in.
All right, Delos is at the dock, and we're off. We ran into this guy today named Lloyd, who belongs to a yacht club here, and he's gonna come and pick us up and take us out to meet up with some other friends, have some beers, and I'm pretty sure tonight they're practicing for the Carnival, which is in like a week from today. I think Carnival starts, so hopefully some steel drums and some island vibes here in Trinidad. So what's the plan right now?
The plan is we're going down to the Panyard in Charlotte Street.
Yeah.
BP Renegade.
So it's called a pan yard where just people play
Well, you have these bands that have a competition. It's a big competition, and the finals is on Saturday.
Yeah.
So they've been practicing for months before, and some have already been eliminated.
Okay.
So one of the ones that we're going to see now is one of the finalists.
Well, how many are left?
How many left? 10, about 10 or 12. And these are like bands of 50, 60 people in them.
Whoa!
Yeah, you're going to see.
I'm very excited.
You know, this is where steel band music, steel drum was invented.
Really? Whoa. That's cool.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Invented in Trinidad. It's against the law in those days.
Yeah.
So they
Why
needed
was it against the law?
because the colonial English didn't want anybody to jump around in the streets, and so what all these slaves did, they decided to use these steel drums and make an instrument and make a way to make music and make noise. This is like 1920s and 30s.
The leader's name is Kim Loy Wong. His father is Chinese, his mother Negro, his wife East Indian. That's kind of an all Trinidad combination. He's cutting the top off with a coal chisel. The next step is to heat it up on an ordinary bonfire. Then you have to sink it, as they say. That is, hammer it till it's like a shallow basin. He gets every single dent out. Now comes the tedious part. A very exact pattern has been traced on the surface of the drum, and thousands of taps are made with a nail punch, till you end up with a set of grooves. These grooves serve to isolate the vibration, so you get a different note from each section. Now comes the miraculous part. Each section is buckled up from the bottom, and as it's hammered, you can hear it adopt a more musical low note instead of a high clang.
You have a bass section, a cello section, a guitar section, a tenor section. Wow. Each one playing a little intricate different. You'll see the arrangers get like hundreds of thousands of dollars to arrange a piece of music, because it's big money at stake. These competitions are like sponsored by all the big oil companies and the airlines and all of that. It's a big deal.
And if they win, is there a reward?
Yeah, it's big money.
Oh, you get a cash reward?
Yeah, they get cash rewards and all of that, and of course the prestige.
I think that for the next week, the only things we're gonna do are eat, sleep, and party.
Pretty cool, bro.
But as popular as steel pan is today, it wasn't always accepted by the entire culture. The first pan men came from the rougher side of life, and this is what the music was initially associated with, until the art form exploded in the 1950s. We've only been in Trinidad for like a day and a half, and it's already been really incredible. And last night was just another level to see so many different types of people playing together like that, like old people, young people, you know, men, women, people of different skin colors, just everything, and they're all just in this like perfect harmony together. I think we're in for it for Carnival. Honestly, everything that everyone's telling us is just gonna be wild, like much more wild than I thought, actually.
What do you think about yesterday? That was overwhelming.
That was awesome. I can't wait to experience more of this carnival. And these guys are just showing us exactly what the cool local scene is. And yeah, it's something I never even imagined. I don't know anything about Trinidad. I still don't, but I knew more than I did yesterday.
Yeah, I like the steel pan. It's pretty cool. And there's a huge history that we have no idea about. It's really cool, and that accent is incredible.
Yeah, they're such a
It's the best accent. I saw something online that Trinidad is the world's sexiest accent.
Oh, interesting.
Besides mine.
Besides Mermaid's.
And it turns out there's a lot of Trinis on YouTube that are very proud to share their beautiful dialect.
This is going to be a tutorial on how to speak like a Trinidadian.
I'm going to say something, and she's going to say it in her accent. And then I'll give you the male interpretation.
What is it, partner? Be Limin. Take out as much as possible, as long as it doesn't affect the meaning of the word.
How are you doing?
Hey, how you doing, girl?
Hey, boy! Oh, God!
More of a sound we make. Some people may call it sucking your teeth.
Your girl can't boss away no more? You know that is obia, right?
I am real hungry.
I'm real hungry, you know.
Hey, woman, you cook!
We also argue and debate bicker among ourselves a lot. And I think this is what the language really developed to reflect and do. It's not a language that focuses on being grammatically sophisticated or correct. It's a language or dialect that allows us to express ourselves and be very energetic and express our feelings. And this is the most important part about speaking like a Trinidadian, is to speak it with energy or whatever kind of vibes you want to put up and really put it into it. And that is when Trinidadian really starts to sound like a beautiful, beautiful language.
What's going on today, Brady?
We've met another new amazing person in Trinidad. This is Michael, and so Richard sent a message to Michael and said, hey, take these Americans to the waterfall. Pretty much, right?
That's exactly what he said, yeah.
That's exactly what he said. So then we get picked up at 9 in the morning with a cool Toyota Land Cruiser, and we're gonna go see a waterfall.
Yep. Sweet.
Hopefully
Let's
some
do
beaches on the way back.
Some beaches, some rum.
A lot of rum.
Some doubles.
Oh yeah, hopefully.
I think we're in good hands today.
A car that finally fits us.
Such a cool car. You can fit 7 people in here easy.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I was telling Michael that this has been one of my favorite cars. I've had my eye on one of these ever since way back before I got into sailing.
Yeah.
And it's so surprising to see an FJ40 in Trinidad of all places. It's been totally restored and they're cool.
Yeah, I love it.
I really want to get one. If I ever get a car, it'll be something like this.
To keep the car.
Yeah.
I don't know if
cars are not sailboat friendly.
On the side of the road.
Doubles.
We've heard about these elusive doubles since we've been here, and I think we're gonna have a chance.
Yeah.
Now. Michael, tell us what treat we're in for. What is a double?
Doubles is barra, 2 pieces of barra, which is kind of like a fried bread, and chana, and street food, breakfast, or drunk food.
Thank you.
I'll take that. I'll fix a hangover, huh?
That'll fix the hangover. That and the juice.
Wow,
And a shot of rum.
It's only $1, huh?
Less than $1.
4 TT.
Yeah. It's the exchange rate's like 6.8. Yeah, it was fantastic.
It's delicious. I can see why everyone's talking about it all the time.
That was a successful mission.
Sorted.
Back in car.
And where are you taking us today?
So we're gonna take you all to Avocat Falls. It's in the northern range, on the north coast. It's an easy hike, about 15-20 minutes. A nice pool at the base to swim at. And then you can follow a small trail up the hill to the top of the waterfall where there's another pool to swim.
Cool.
Yeah,
sounds like our style.
wants rum?
I'll take a rum.
Yeah.
What is that magic word? Who wants a rum?
Before we even start the walk.
This is my kind of walk.
Yeah.
Don't spill your drink.
Oh, I
It's a freaking pretty spectacular place.
Really beautiful river. It's really different than like a tropical rainforest. It's like the coastal rivers we go to are always really muddy. This is super clear.
Yeah. And like you said, we never hike down the river to get to a waterfall. Wow, it's starting to get deep. It's hard to swim without hands. That's awesome. Came around the corner and there it is. Beautiful. Check this out. Wow.
After our adventure from Tragaramas up to the northern side of the island at Avocot Falls, it was time to head back into town to get all of our supplies for Juve the next morning.
So what are we doing?
We have randomly decided to participate in Juve. Is that how you say it, Michael? Juve? Juve, yeah.
Can you explain what Juve is?
So, Juve is French, but a French friend of mine told me it's something to do with like the sunrise or the morning.
Okay.
So, it started back a long time ago, I think, with like the slaves and stuff when they were here. And yeah, basically now it's just pay to drink and get covered in mud and paint in the capital, Port of Spain.
So apparently we're gonna join a band and we're gonna go somewhere at 3 in the morning, and it's called the, what is it, the Dirty Mutters?
Fun Mutters.
Fun Mutters. And we get to dance around in mud and paint and general debauchery. And we have to pay and we have to get our shirts and our package. So we're on a mission right now.
Hello.
Apparently we're gonna get covered in that.
It looks like
look at this.
Freaking
This is
cement.
buckets of paint over there.
Wow.
So our last instructions were, as you're leaving, just take some paint. So do we just take like a bucket?
Take the bottles. Take like a couple each.
Oh, they're in here.
One for me and one for Brady, or what? 2 each?
You can take 2 each.
I want some blue paint.
Blue zone.
Give me some, please.
Here you go, blue zone.
Random.
Shit, look at it. Don't touch it. You're gonna get paint all over it.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no! Already.
Turns out that little splash of paint was just the beginning.
Beer.
Yay! Let's go.
Our friend Michael and his dad were nice enough to pick us up at 1:30 in the morning and take us down to the Port of Spain to get the party started.
How does this thing work, man? Does it just like all of a sudden everyone starts going crazy or what?
Yeah.
So out of nowhere people just start throwing shit on each other and then just going for it.
So I think once the music gets louder, because it's gonna get louder.
Yeah, it's gonna get louder.
And we start to move, then everyone's just gonna start throwing paint into the sky.
Are you starting to wonder where such a wild party could evolve from? Well, Juve was born in 1838, hand in hand with the emancipation of slaves in Trinidad. The mud and paint used today is kind of a modern adaptation from the oil that was originally used to disguise partiers in the streets and make them absolutely unrecognizable as they let loose for the biggest day of the year.
Start it, start bouncing up, boy. Start jumping up, boy, boy. Start bouncing up, boy. Start jumping up. Jump on the gong, party. Stamp on the gong, party. Mash up the gong, party. I said the fate need to mash up, show need to mash up. Get ready for the mass, we ready for the mass, boy. You come for party, yes, you come for fun. Ready for the mass right now. I know, my people been waiting long for this. Just so, and my fans come out to get on to this. Don't think that you rag, we'll told show me your flag. Everybody just a two, jump up Friday, jump up Friday, jump up Friday. Jump up, jump and play a mass. Jump up, jump and get that bad. Hand in the air, flag in the air, rag in the air. Everybody.
There's one man coming this way, and there's one man going that way. And we're crossing. Out of nowhere, somebody is pouring chocolate sauce on me, and it's such a welcome relief from all the mud and paint. All I've been tasting is vodka, orange juice, mud, and paint, and now there's chocolate sauce dripping into my mouth. It's incredible. Oh, there's a wig over there. I gotta grab that wig. Oh, shit.
There you go.
Let's ride a carrot. Let's go ride it. Let's ride a carrot. I gotta get a shot of Blue and her beast because she's in rock. The only person in the whole thing that has a camera. There was one guy that popped in next to us when we were taking shots, and he was so clean, and he had like a plastic bag over his camera, and he popped in for a second, was like click, and then popped back out.
Blue Zone! Blue Zone, the real deal!
Unlike most parties that would be starting to wind down, Carnival was just kicking off as the sun came up.
People been waiting long for this. Just so, and my fans come out to get on to this. Don't think that you rag, we'll told show me your flag. Everybody just a two, jump up Friday, jump up Friday, jump up Friday. Jump up, jump and play a mass. Jump up, jump and get that bad. Hand in the air, flag in the air, rag in the air. Everybody, jump on the gong, stamp on the gong. Let's play a mass. Everybody party, jump on the gong now. Stamp on the gong, in the VIP. Everybody party, look trouble now. Bachannal, make Bachannal. Look Bachannal, make Bachannal. Look Bachannal. When it comes to machine obsession, everybody bumping, every crew moving with something. Tell them this is Bachannal.
But for those of us without Trini party blood pumping through us, it was time to call the day and head back to Delos.
Oh, hell of a party. Hell of a party.
I say that was a successful mission.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
A very successful mission.
That was the best party I've ever been to in my life. Hands down.
Like, it was the best, but it was the strangest thing I've ever done in my life.
Thank you so much. You seriously made it such an amazing experience for us.
No problem.
We really, really appreciate it.
I'm so glad you had a good time.
Thank you.
Of course.
It's really cool.
No worries.
Have a sip check.
Maybe I'll see you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll keep in contact.
Thanks for everything.
Okay, now I think it's time for a shower.
Or a shot.
And
Shot and then a shower?
Maybe a shot and then a shower.
yeah.
After our shot, shower, and a full day of sleep, it was time to get back to the action.
What are you doing today, guys?
Today's the big day for Carnival, and our new friend Brendan.
Yeah.
Brendan is coming to pick us up because he's actually a photographer. And he's been doing some filming and shooting for the Carnival, and he knows all the good spots to go. So he's gonna cruise us around, and we're gonna try and get some shots. Hey. This is Brendan. He came over to the boat the other day to say hello, and then he offered to take us to go do some shooting at the Carnival today. So what's the plan, man? Are we just gonna like drive somewhere and walk around and...
Yeah, so we're gonna park on a road.
Yeah.
Like kind of like in the center of things. Yeah, we just walking for like 7 hours.
We took your advice with bringing the big cameras and stuff. To Juve, and I think we got some awesome shots.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. There was like shit everywhere. I think I still have mud on my backpack.
Good. But before we get too distracted by what Carnival has turned into today, let's take it back to 1953, when this celebration in Trinidad was still 173 years young.
For months, the people wait and prepare for the 2 days of splendor. Some masks are taken from history, from Egypt to be precise, with royal headpiece, purple robe over purple robe, done with infinite ingenuity and pride. These Egyptians now form a group of revelers, swaying together in a dance that is anything but Egyptian. The revelers don't tire, they go on and on. As the drums keep up their hypnotizing rhythm, they swarm through the streets, dancing and playing and chanting their tribute to the topsy-turvy, fancy-free kingdom of Calypso Carnival.
And although some things have changed since then, like Calypso music developing into soca songs, the energy and essence of Carnival remains the same.
Oh no 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 no, yeah yeah. Oh yeah 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 yeah. No, hey. Thank you, Father, for blessing Russia T.I. You gave him the vision so soca music could rise. It's something you embedded inside. Man, soca music so sweet. Yeah yeah. It have me jumping up and celebrating. Feel the vibes in here, it resonating. The melody just make me want break away. With all my heart I want to say thank God for soca. 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 Come here, let me Ramukanji. Come here, let me Ukulele. Whining and a gal all day. Boy, thank God for soca. Thank God for soca. It's amazing. It has me all in a state. I just wanna
No, these people are crazy, man. They prep all year for this. Like, as soon as they're done with Carnival, they just start prepping the next year again.
They take it really seriously.
Yeah.
And it's literally like not one party or two parties, but like dozens and dozens and dozens of like bands and parties all over the city with pretty much a constant drunken haze surrounding the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's good fun.
It's really cool. Like, I have never seen a party like this before, when actually like the whole party is just moving. And if you are in the band playing, which I didn't really understand what it was before, but that means that you're in the band, not necessarily playing an instrument, but just being a part of the whole kind of festive culture, you know? And then you get free drinks and like everything just goes with you, which is insane. I love it. It's really cool.
Crazy time. And Kazza was right. The party never stopped moving. But just walking along is no fun. So Trini's rock a walking dance called chippin, which is the perfect move to cover lots of ground but keep some pep in your step for a week-long party.
Everybody got a friend want to hang on somebody. No nonsense in the bed. Long you looking for a vibe want to grab on somebody. No niceness in the bed. If everybody in the club can show, it's a good vibe, make you dance and show. You wanna like a song?
Let's see your carnival walk. I know you have a good one. I know you have a good one. Not yet. Okay, later. In a couple of drinks. Okay.
And while chippin is more of a solo move, there's something called whining, which, well, you get the idea.
Police arrive already. No nonsense in the bed. Them come feel like it off, never can sit steady. Pure niceness in the bed. If everybody in the club them know, it's a good vibe, make your hands them show. From the start to finish,
We have so much cool like stuff, costume stuff to bring back that we're just finding on the ground. Take that. Those are awesome. You guys dumping shit.
music. To create this form is a natural instinct.
And just like that, our first Carnival experience came and went. But it truly was the party of a lifetime, and I have a feeling it won't be our last. Next up on Delos, we have 2 patrons fly in.
Hi, Brady. Hello. I'm Maureen.
And set sail from Trinidad to Grenada.
Oh, shit!
We haven't seen weather like this in a long time. 40 knots of wind.
Okay, go.
I'm moving in the wrong throat.
The wrong throat.
Like it? I like it a lot.
But we came a little bit early and was wondering if you can accommodate us over.
That's what he said.
It probably will be wild, but we're pretty wild.
Are we?
Sometimes.
Wow.
Like,
wild.
How wild?
Seen Kazza? Have you seen Little Piggy?
Little Piggy?
Crazy Piggy?
No, I've never seen Crazy Piggy.
You haven't seen Crazy Piggy?
The sun is coming up, huh?
I just had a really good pee. Now it's time to go back to the party.
It looks like a pad for periods. Period pad. New.
It's a huge one.
Unused.
Yeah, for a giant vagina.
Heavy flow. This is the app here in Trinidad to show you where the bands are. It shows our band that we're going to meet up with now is it's pretty much off the coast of Nigeria.
Wait.
Sketchy Nigerians hijacked our
band. We're way over here.